So, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. Um, so for class today, we are going to start with a little bit of Wim Hof style, aka what I like to call the coffee breath, which is like the energizing, wake you up. Wim calls it getting high on your own supply, which I really love. And this is kind of how I start my day every day. So this is going to get the endorphins going in the body. It's going to get some blood and some oxygen moving through our body. And hopefully it just makes us feel really good. It kind of primes us to get ready for practice. A couple little themes, a couple little intentions that just have been coming up for me in meditation this week that I'd like to sprinkle into class. Two ideas, but they kind of come together. So the idea of judgment and the idea of love. And so for me, judgment is like the ultimate villain to love. Like when I feel like I'm in judgment of other people, it's usually when I'm not at my best self. It's usually when I'm sort of feeling a little too quick in my life. I'm usually needing to slow down a little bit. And I remember something that one of my first teachers, my very first teacher, John Tamayo in New York, told me. He said, because I was asking him, I was like, why am I now kind of going through all these shifts and changes, but I'm feeling very judgmental of people who are not going through shifts. I'm in teacher training for like a month, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm better than everybody else. You know what I mean? I'm doing yoga every day. And he said, John, he said, oftentimes judgment of others is stuff that we're not satisfied with within ourselves. And it was one of those like moments, where I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I think if you look around, the world, and they talk about this in the Yoga Sutras, but the root of kind of all of our suffering, or at least a lot of our suffering, comes from when we, judge others. I'm better than you. I'm different than you. I live on this side of this fence, so I'm, better. New fence, new neighbor relationships. That's a whole other story. But we've mended the. For those of you that don't know, I've had a little thing with my neighbors with their dogs and stuff. But we've come together, yes, and we've mended it. So good fence, good neighbors is what Allegra does that. But yeah, it's this idea, that we're just different, than anybody. And when we say namaste, in the yoga practice, that's literally just the kind of reminder that we're all interconnected, right? We're all kind of this same sort of thing. We're all the same soul energy, the same prana energy. We're just wearing different colored, what they call meat suits or skin suits. The liquor just looked at me like I had seven heads. But yeah, it's really important to remember that when we shift out of that mindset, it's so much easier to shift into a feeling of love. And so the root of today's practice is to really watch yourself as you move through practice. And some of you that are maybe new to coming to practice, and this is new for me doing this on Zoom, so I'm gonna try not to judge myself coming from a television background if I'm not good at it. But yeah, just to really watch as we move through practice what kind of thoughts come up, and if you don't feel good at something, or if you don't feel strong in something, just to kind of watch your talk to yourself, and maybe even if possible, if you just catch it, that's great. But if you can also rewire it a little bit, and me, I'll try to sprinkle in a little bit of joy, a little bit of laughter, a little bit of jokes into practice as well. But yeah, really important today. Let's watch our self-judgment, and if we can, we'll reframe into a mindset of love. So let's come lay down on our backs to get started. So as you lay down on your mat, just make sure that you're nice and comfortable. Spread yourself out nice and wide. Put any props underneath your head, your legs, your hips, anything that you're going to need to make yourself comfortable. If you want to really go for opening up, you can let the toes turn out to the sides. You can let the palms flip up to face the sky. It's a really nice way to externally rotate your hips and externally rotate your shoulders. And so really simply, guys, what this practice is going to look like is we're going to take about 20 to 25 rounds of deep breaths. We're going to breathe in deeply. And we're going to exhale, not forcing the breath out, but just kind of allowing it to sort of out of the body. And you can breathe through your nose, you can breathe through your mouth, whatever is more accessible. Really, the only goal here, guys, is just to get it in your body and then to let it out of your body. We'll start to cue you here, taking a deep breath in, fill your chest, fill your belly, and then exhale, let it go. Deep breath in, let it go. All the way in, let it go. All the way in, let it go. Keep going. Deep breath in, Let it go. All the way in. Let it go. All the way in. Let it go. All the way in. Let it go. Keep going. Focus. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come on, fill your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Now gently let it go. And then rest. Seal your lips and hold. So there's an immediate reaction in the body to want to take that next breath in. Just notice the sensations in the body. Notice from those just a few rounds of deep breathing, maybe you have a little tingling in your fingers. You might be able to hear your heartbeat. We're going to try to hold our breath for at least 30 seconds. And as you get a little bit closer to that sensation of, oh my gosh, I gotta breathe in, I gotta breathe in, I gotta breathe in, stay relaxed. Relax your face, relax your jaw. And this is the edge of our comfort zone. We want to get right to that little edge and then see if we can stay a little bit longer. We're at 30 seconds right about now. If you're still here, you're doing great. And then when you feel like you absolutely cannot wait any longer, when it's screaming at you inside, take a deep breath in. And now hold that breath in, let it circulate through the body. And then take one more little sip of breath in. And hold. You're just getting to your inhale, don't rush, we'll meet you here. Now, as you open your mouth, make some sound, let it go. Ah. Second round, deep breath in. Let it go. All the way in. Just let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fill the belly. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. All the way in. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All the way in. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Come on. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Gently let it go. Leave a little bit in the tank. Don't fully empty and hold. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. So sometimes the inner voice will immediately speak up. It'll go, oh no, this is going to be hard. We have to breathe in. We got to get out of this place. Just remind yourself, stay relaxed, stay calm. Your body's an amazing machine. It's efficient. It's using the oxygen that you have in your blood and your lungs. Stay relaxed, stay calm, stay within that space of that calm feeling. A little bit longer if you can hold, stay with it, stay with it. If you're getting nervous, if you're coming up to that edge, see if you can stay a little bit longer. You feel like you absolutely have to breathe in, hold that last little bit. And when it comes, full inhale, hold the breath. And then one more sip in. If you're still holding your exhale, don't rush. We'll meet you here. You guys are doing great. Really good. Really good. With an open mouth, big exhale. One more round. Deep breath in. Just let it go. Inhale. Let it go. Fill it up. Let it go. All the way in. Let it go. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Focus. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. Let it go. Get it in. Let it go. Get it in. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And now just gently let it go. Remain calm. This round, you're going to stay here as long as you can. Let the whole body relax. Feel those sensations, the blood pumping. You might have a little ringing in your ears, a little tingling in your fingers. Just be fully aware of all those little sensations in your body. Keep watching yourself. Staying in that space, calm, relaxed, focused. Keep the mind right here. You've come up against that edge. See if you can stay a little bit longer. You guys are doing really great. This is really good. Whenever it's your time, full breath in. A hold at the top of the next inhale breath. Let that new breath circulate life through the body. Let it start to awaken the cells, awaken the internal organs. If you've already inhaled, take another big sip. And a big open mouth exhale. Guys, whenever you're ready, start to stretch your arms up overhead. Let your low back lift, reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. And then gently hug your knees up into your chest. Let your low back soften into the ground. Take a few moments here for some organic movement. Let yourself shift a little side to side, maybe a little bit of forward, backward. And wherever you are, start to lower your feet down onto the ground. Fit your feet underneath your knees. And then pressing through the heels, we're going to start to lift the hips up into the sky. A little half bridge. Feel the glutes engage. Really press back through your heels. And then same thing here, find a little shifting from side to side. Just kind of dance your hips a little bit as we wake up the back body. On your next inhale, see if the hips will go up a little bit higher. Now reach your arms up above your head. And then through your exhale, let your hips lower, let your hands come down near your side. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, the arms up overhead, hips up towards the sky. Exhale, lower the hips, allow the arms to sweep down near your side. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, the hips high, the arms high. And then exhale, let the hips come down, sweep the arms near your side. Now let's inhale the arms and hips up high. We're gonna hold that position and then take a little roll towards your left shoulder. Let your right arm reach up and over the left hand. Good, holding there for just a moment. And then exhale, rolling back to center. Hips stay up high to the sky as you inhale, maybe up a little bit higher. Take your left arm, sweep it over so you're resting on your right shoulder. And then inhale back to center, hips and arms up to the sky. And then a little relief, exhale, arms down near the sides, hips down to the floor. Now we're going to put that together. Inhale, the arms up high, hips up high. With your exhale, take your right arm, cross it over, roll towards your left shoulder. Inhale, right arm back up overhead. And then exhale, left arm sweeps over, roll towards the right shoulder. Inhale, arms and hips up high. And then exhale, lower the arms, lower the hips to the ground. Let's try this one more time together. Inhale, arms and hips up high. Exhale, right arm sweeps over, roll towards the left shoulder. Inhale, the arms back up high. And then exhale, left arm sweeps over the right shoulder. Inhale, arms and legs up high. And then exhale, lower the hips down to the ground. Slowly start to raise your legs up to the sky as if you were standing on the ceiling. Flex your toes back towards your shins. And then option just to hold here, let the low back kind of sink down, draw the belly in. If you want to make it a little more challenging, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your arms, and reach up towards the sky. Option to stay there, a little more challenging. You can start to open the legs a bit and see if you can reach through that open window with your hands, almost like you're lifting your chest up between your knees. Holding there for a deep breath in. And then exhale, relax the head, relax the legs back to center. And then with bent knees, lower the feet all the way down to the ground. Once the feet hit, inhale the hips up high, arms up high. Exhale, roll to the left shoulder, reach the right arm overhead. Inhale, back up to center. And then exhale, reach the left arm overhead. Inhale, arms and hips up. And then exhale, lower the hips down to the ground. Feet go up, maybe the arms and hands go up as you inhale up to the sky. And then exhale, option, let those legs open, maybe reach a little bit further forward. Inhale, arms and legs back up. Exhale, lower down to the ground. Half bridge as you inhale, lift the hips up, lift the arms up. Exhale, roll to the left shoulder, right arm reaches overhead. Good. Inhale, back up to center. And then exhale, left arm reaches over the top of the right. Inhale, arms and legs lifting up. Exhale, the hips down to the ground. Inhale, lift your legs, maybe your arms come up. And then squeeze that exhale so as your legs come out, maybe you go a little bit further forward. Inhale, arms and legs back up. And then exhale, lower the feet down to the ground. Continuing on our own, inhale, half bridge, lift your hips up to the sky. Exhale, roll to the left shoulder, right arm reaches over the top. Good, rolling back up on an inhale. And then exhale, reach left arm over the right. Good, hips and arms up as you inhale. And then lower all the way down as you exhale. Legs and arms up to the sky as you inhale. And then maybe squeeze and open the legs. Yeah, April, as you exhale. Inhale, we bring it back up. And then exhale, we lower it down. Beautiful, guys. One more round, half bridge. Arms go up as you inhale. Roll on that left shoulder as you exhale. Inhale back to center. The hips get a little higher. And then exhale, we roll to the right shoulder. Good. Hips higher as you inhale. And then lower down as you exhale. Arms and legs up as you inhale. And then maybe that squeeze a little higher as you exhale. Inhale back up. Beautiful, guys. Knees to chest and squeeze it out. Here's the fun part. Take a little rock and roll forward, backward, up and down your spine. And as creatively and as funly, I make up words if you've never taken my class before, and as funly as you can, try to plant your feet and woo, all the way up to stand. Beautiful, guys. Arms up to the sky. Take a big morning stretch up. And then forward fold, come all the way down. That should feel really good after the work on the back body. Once you're folded over your legs, grab onto your elbows, hang your head nice and heavy. Take a little ragdoll, sway yourself from side to side. And just see what that movement kind of feels like in your upper hamstrings and in your lower back. Got plenty of time to be here, guys. Playing with some bend in your knees if that feels good. Last few moments here, encourage you to really let the head and the arms do the weight or do the work for you. The weight of the upper body just nice and heavy. Let's start to come back to center. Hands on the knees, lift up halfway. So now the legs get a little straighter. The back gets nice and straight. So we're engaging the glutes, the hammies, and the low back muscles. See if you can pull the belly in, create a little more length on an inhale. And then exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Arms to the sky. Let's come all the way back to that big morning stretch. You might back bend a little at the top. And then exhale, forward fold, dive all the way back down. Hands come to knees, we rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, dive all the way back down. Hands to the sky, reach up, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, dive all the way back down. Hands to knees, it's an inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. One more time together, arms to the sky, lift the heart up. Exhale, forward fold, deep dive all the way down over the legs. Hands to knees, rise up just halfway. And then with that exhale, forward fold, bring your hands to the mat. Start to walk your feet back into a nice, easy downward facing dog. Hips are going to be up in the sky. And then like to do a little down dog dance here, especially with the first one. So you might bend your knees one at a time, kind of like you're pedaling out your feet. You might find a little shift in your hips back and forth, side to side. There's really no rules on the first one. Let your head be heavy. Some days I like to let a little yeah. Any of those fun little sounds that let you just let it go. And then let's adjust our down dog. So we find the right stance by coming forward to plank, top part of a push-up. Usually we might need to walk the hands forward a little bit. And just finding a little engagement, pressing the arms down, belly draws in. Nice, long, strong plank. Take a full inhale. And then exhale, hips back up into the sky, downward facing dog. Let's try that 2 more times. Inhale forward to plank. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. One more time. Let's inhale forward to plank. And then exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. From your next plank, slowly as you can, lower your knees down to the ground. Use the core, use the front of the legs. And then even slower than you did that, bend your elbows, lower your chest right between your thumbs. But your tush kind of sticks up in the air. Nice, like a beautiful. Good. Holding here, tops of the feet come down. Now we're gonna slide forward. I'm gonna try to peel our heart up off the ground. We call this the Bhujangasana or the baby cobra. If you want more challenge, come up higher on your fingertips. And if you want a lot more challenge, pull your shoulders back, try to lift your hands up off the ground. Then holding here together for 3. Nice, April, good, Ali for 2. One more breath, try to smile, it helps for 1. And then exhale, release, come all the way down. Tuck your toes underneath, hands underneath your shoulders. Try to stay in one straight line, push, and come back up to plank. Good, downward facing dog, hips nice and high, and walk it out. Nice, guys. From your downward facing dog, raise your right leg up into the sky. Good. Take a moment there, bend the knee, open up the hip, work through the ankle a little bit, any little organic movement that feels good. And then when you're ready, peek forward, take a big step with that right foot. Try to make it up to your hands if you can. Good. And then we're going to step forward with our left foot behind our right foot. So we're going to cross that left leg behind. And now that forward fold is going to feel a little more juicy on the right leg. Good. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Use that engagement. Come up all the way with the arms. So squeeze the legs together. Got to use those glutes to lift, lift, lift. Woo. Yeah, if you go tipsy-turvy, it's okay. And then forward fold. Come all the way back down. Nice, guys. Take your left foot, step it back behind you. Right knee bends, and now arms come up into the sky. So we're in a lunge. Good. Taking your time here, hips are going to sink down a little bit. Heart can lift up. So there might be a little feeling of back bending here. Want to make it more challenging? Look up to the gray sky in San Diego. Ah! Want to make it super duper challenging? You might close your eyes. That one, whoo, that's a humbling one. And then holding here, yep, it's all right. Drive through your back leg, lift from your center. One more breath here. And then exhale, hands down to the ground. Yogi's choice, right leg goes back to plank, or you can float the right leg up off the ground. If your right leg is floating, see if you can lower just your left knee to the ground. Good, left knee lowers, bend your elbows, lower your chest, lower your chin. Slide forward, low cobra, heart lifts. Maybe the hands lift, shoulders draw back, full breath in, try to lift up, lift up. And then exhale all the way down. Tuck the toes. Try to pull the belly off the ground and then push up to plank. Nice, guys. Downward facing dog. Raise your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee. Open up some space. Move it around. Let it feel good. When you're ready, peek forward and try to place your left foot between your hands. So use strength. Beautiful, guys. Right foot steps behind your left foot as we cross and fold at the top of the mat. Got to squeeze those inner thighs together. Come all the way up strong, arms to the sky. Beautiful. And then keep that squeeze in your legs. Come all the way back down. Good. Hands come down towards the mat. Right foot steps back. Now that same lunge is on our left leg with arms up to the sky. Good. So feeling that sink in your hips with the bend of the front knee, we lift the ribs off the front thigh. Good, April, nice, Allegra, beautiful. And then optional, you peek up. Woo! And then optional, you close your eyes. One's not working for me today. Good. Engage with the center. Lift with the chest. One more breath here. Hands to the mat. Step the left foot back or float the left foot. And then lowering either one or two knees. Bending the elbows, lowering the chest. Lower the chin. Now, yogi's choice. You could stay with the low cobra or you can extend your arms. But that same feeling of pushing your feet into the ground, lifting your heart, shoulders back. Good. Exhale, release either down to your head or back up, downward facing dog. That's where we're all going to meet. If you're pressing through plank, yes, do it strong. And hips up to the sky. Good. So we're going to take this whole pattern for a little bit of movement. Yes, I can. We've got a shoulder question about plank coming in. Yes, Allegra, we will. Going from the low to the high, you mean from the ground to the plank? Oh, yes, we'll definitely talk about that. Yes, no, yes, we will definitely talk about that. Right leg high to the sky. Look forward, step between your hands. Left foot behind your right foot, cross and fold. Arms up to the sky, use those inner thighs to rise. Good, April. Forward fold, dive all the way back down. Left foot steps back. It's high lunge as you inhale to rest. And then exhale, hands down to the mat. High to low plank could be with one foot, maybe no knees as you lower through Chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra, upward facing dog, rising to your back bend. Tuck those toes, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Taking it to the left side, left leg high to the sky. Look forward, place your foot between your hands. Good, cross the right leg behind and forward fold. All the way up as you inhale, squeeze those inner thighs. Exhale, forward fold, take it all the way back down. Right foot steps back, high lunge, arms come up to the sky. Hands to the mat, take it back, Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, yogi's choice. Inhale to the back bend, all the way up, chest up, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Good, take a moment to reset here. So those that are a little new to class, like to build some movement patterns and then like to give you some freedom to explore these patterns on your own. Right, so that means that you might add stuff in, you might subtract stuff out, right? There's really no rules to this. It's about keeping your breath awareness, and it's about moving with integrity, watching for the judgment, watching for what happens with the internal speak, and just doing the best that you can. So we're gonna walk through it one more time, and then I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of freedom to move on your own. Let's start with right leg up to the sky. Look forward, step between your hands. Cross the left foot behind and fold. Squeeze the inner thighs, rise up strong. Big reach up to the sky. Forward fold, take it all the way down. Good, left foot steps back. High lunge on the right leg, all the way up. Hands to the mat, you can make it a one-legged plank, Chaturanga, lower with control. Low to high plank as we rise up. Downward facing dog, tuck those toes. Take a full breath to reset. If you need an open mouth exhale, is a nice way to just, oh, yeah, and let it. Left leg high to the sky. Look forward and step. Good, right foot crosses behind and fold. Use those inner thighs, rise all the way up, reach to the sky, reach, reach, reach. Good, Allegra, forward fold, nice ollie, all the way down. Good, right foot steps back, it's high lunge, nice control, April, as the arms come up. Hands to the mat. Take it back. Chaturanga. So friends, the next 3 minutes is for you to explore this pattern of movement on your own. If you need rest, sit back in child's pose or come down and rest. If you're ready, right leg lifts and we start moving again. Always just try to say, take your brain out of the equation. Move with your breath. Don't think too much. Friends, about another minute or so. You got plenty of time to take it around. One more full time on each side. And as always, you're welcome to add in, to subtract out. I always love if you find some extra organic movements. Maybe you want to speed it up. Nice, Ali. Or maybe you want to slow it down. It's all up to you. Take one more minute to find your version of this little mini flow. If you're finishing a second side, or if you're just finding something that feels good, take another 60 seconds, guys, no rush. We're gonna meet back in a child's pose. That's gonna be your seat back on your heels with your arms extended forward, your head resting on the mat. There's no rush to get there. Just with a few minutes of breath, a few minutes of movement, just notice now. What's the inner talk sounding like? Any self-limiting thoughts? Any thoughts of the past? Any reoccurring things that come up for you? Can you just pause? Bring yourself into more of the vision of the future. Can you shift the narrative, maybe from judgment, anger, frustration? Can you reframe into love, compassion, empathy? Give yourself permission to be with whatever's happening for the next few moments here. Take as much time as you need. If you need a couple bonus breaths here just to really ground and reset, take them. When you're ready, we're going to migrate back into that downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Maybe a little more activation now. We press down and forward through the hands so the shoulder blades, scapula elevate up towards the ears. Belly draws in, that feeling of lifting your hips, almost like you're turning your tail up to the sky. And then pressing the heels actively now down to the earth. Keep the left heel grounded as you raise the right leg up. Straight right leg, so we use the strength of the front of the leg. Look forward, step between your hands. Good work. Left foot crosses behind your right. And then rising up, arms to the sky. We're going to pause there for a moment. There might be a little back bend in this now as you really squeeze the glutes in, squeeze the inner thighs together. We're going to add a twist. Left arm's going to reach forward. Right arm is going to reach back. Right, so again, you really got to hug everything to the midline, the thighs, the belly. Maybe you can peek back at your right fingertips. Good. And then keeping that little twist, see if you can gauge the right foot down, step the left foot back. So now we're in a lunging twist. And you might have to kind of wiggle that left foot back. I didn't quite make it to my deepest spot, so I'm going to wiggle that left foot back a little bit. Holding here, expanding through the chest. One more deep breath in. Take your right hand behind your back, reach your left arm up towards the sky. So there's a nice big stretch from the left side. Good, keeping that bend in the right knee. One more breath here. And then we're gonna come down with the left hand. So now it's a low lunge twist. Left hand planted, right arm up to the sky. And you have a couple options here. You could walk your right foot out a little bit to create more space. If you're feeling more stretchy, you can open the right knee out a little bit. And then if you want a strength challenge, side plank, sweep your right leg back, stack it on top of your left. Yeah. Good. If you go to side plank, see if you can lift your hips up higher. Good. If you can lift your hips up higher, see if you can lift your top leg, your right leg, make a big X. Yeah, like a go for it. Yes. Yes. Stay with it. Stay with it. Good. Hands to the mat. Vinyasa, Chaturanga, reset, laugh at yourself. Oh. And just breathe. Downward facing dog. Hips up high to the sky. Good. Left leg high, reach it up. Straight left leg. Good, April. So press with your arms, lift with your hips, straighten the legs so it's hard. Good, guys. Look forward. Step your left foot right between your hands. Good work. Right foot crosses behind the left and fold. All the way up. Use those legs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So that little bit of back bend now is with the glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then we're going to take a twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Good. Spinning the chest to the left. So feel, guys, it all comes from the midline, all comes from the belly, the hips, and the glutes. Holding there, stretching out through the fingertips. And then shift the weight to your left foot. See if you can step back into a lunge, keeping that twist alive. Good, April. Nice. So wherever your right foot goes, you might wiggle it back a little bit more and bend the left knee more. Added challenge, you might look back at your left fingertips. Oh, wow. They're back there. They're back there. Good. One more breath here. Left hand touches the back of the right leg. Right arm reaches up. So there's a bit of back bend. There's a temptation to straighten your front leg. See if you can keep it bent. Really work that psoas. Work the right hip flexor. Good, guys. One more big breath here. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Left arm up to the sky. So again, options abound. You could walk the left foot out, right? The more we kind of sink the hips and open that left leg, the deeper we get into the outside of the left hip. Too much here, you can always lower the back knee. I'm not always good at offering the easier options. I'm good at the, how do we torture ourselves for options? Option to stay there or side plank, sweep your left leg back, Stack it. Yes, April, on top of your right. Good. And then we want to lift the hips up. Yes. And then maybe big kick with that left leg. Yes. Yes. Big X with the body. Go to leg or stay with it for 3, 2. Hands to the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing. We got to get microphones for everybody else that's here, because part of the comedy is everybody that's in class. So you guys at home, you're missing a little element of the fun. So good news. We've got our new movement pattern, and we're going to start to make it a little bit more flowy. So right leg up to the sky. Look forward, step forward. Left foot crosses behind, squeeze those inner thighs. Rise all the way up, maybe a little back bend, hips go forward, heart lifts. Twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Left foot steps back, so now it's a lunging twist. Right hand wraps behind, left arm goes up, big inhale. Exhale, hand down to the mat, right arm up to the sky. Option to go back to side plank for a breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Good, big breath to reset. Optional open mouth or yelling exhale. We'll do one more side together, and then it's all you guys. Left leg high. Step it forward. Cross the legs and fold. All the way up, full breath in. Twist to the left as you exhale. Step the right foot back, lunging twist. Good, left hand behind, right arm up, full breath in. Exhale, right hand to the mat, left arm to the sky. Either hold there for the inhale or step the left foot back, so it's side plank. And then exhale, hand to the mat. Chaturanga. Ooh. I know that was like the turbo speed, turbo edition. Don't worry if you lost us a little bit. We're going to reset in either downward facing dog or child's pose, and we're going to do one more side together before we open this thing up. But that's means you have to pay attention for the next side. All right. Once you're back to downward facing dog, take a moment, reset it. All right, team. Nice, Allegra. Beautiful, guys. From down dog, right leg high to the sky. Look forward and step. Cross the legs and fold. All the way up, full breath in. Twist to the right and exhale. Step the foot back, so you might go right into that back bend as you inhale. And then exhale, hand down to the mat. Inhale, we either open, twist, or go all the way to side plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward. We'll do one more side together. One more side. Left leg high. Step forward. Right foot crosses. And fold. Arms to the sky, rise up. Exhale, twist. Then as you step back, you might go right to the back bend as you inhale. Good work, guys. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, you either open or twist into the side plank. Woo! Chaturanga, hands down. Nice, guys. Inhale, upward facing dog. There's some grunting and groaning going on here. Don't worry. Don't worry. Downward facing dog. All right, friends, good news. It's all yours. Start to take this on your own. Right leg high. Step it forward. Cross the legs and begin on your own. You guys got 5 full minutes. Take rest when you need. But invite yourself to challenge yourself. Move with breath. Take your time. Love that, Ali. Beautiful. Yeah, there's no rules here, guys. You can make this whole thing up. You don't like my sequence? It's cool. Throw it out. It's about your own internal awareness, your internal dialogue with yourself. Forgot I can't sing or do as much crazy stuff because I got people listening to me. It's like Big Brother's watching. 3 more minutes. If you're cranking your favorite songs at home, turn it up. Have some fun with it. There's no rush here, guys. If you're following along at home, friends, take your time. Just do your best. If you need to rest, rest. Oh, we got some people moving, having some fun here. You can't tell, but they're smiling, I promise. If they weren't, that just made them smile. Now kind of thankful, grateful that the sun's not out because we'd be sweating and dying here. Beautiful. We've got some new variations, some eagle wraps coming in. If you're flowing at home, friends, keep it moving. 2 more minutes, plenty of time to explore. Like, which foot did I cross behind last time? All right, friends, about 1 more minute. If you're still moving, if you're finishing a side, take your time. There's no rush. If you're making this whole thing up at home, if you're making this whole thing up here, have fun with it. Just let it be fun. It's my only requirement. Nice. Friends, if you're finishing that second side, give you a few more moments there. If you're ready to press back to child's pose, that's where we're going to meet. If you're still flowing, please don't rush. Don't rush. If you're starting to make your way back to child's pose, if you'd like to bring a little bit more stretch into it, you can widen the knees a bit more. So maybe they come to the edges of your mat, or maybe they even spill off your mat a bit. And then if it feels good to fully extend the arms, let the chest melt down between the thighs, let the head rest heavy on the ground. So with the arms extended forward, the chest melting down, breathe into that space behind your heart, all the way into your upper back. Let each exhale make your hips feel a little bit heavier into the earth. And take all the time that you need to reset yourself here, reset your breath, reset your body. The last 2 rounds here is meant to now challenge the body one last time. So we've moved, we've heated up these muscles, we've engaged different parts of the body. Now we're going to take that last little bit of challenge, just like the edge that you find when you're holding that exhale and you feel like you can't go any further. And take your time from child's pose, coming through hands and knees, a little tabletop position. Find some organic movement, whatever feels good. You can articulate your spine. You can shake your hips a little bit side to side. Maybe it's a little bit of forward backward movement, whatever's kind of calling out to you. Whatever feels juicy, whatever feels good. As you're ready, coming back to neutral table, tuck your toes. And we're going to lift our knees just 1 inch up off the ground. So feeling that engagement, as soon as the knees lift, the arms have to really press out. So like you'd asked about plank, right? Good way to train it is right here. Pressing down through the earth so much, it's like your shoulder blades come off your back. So we don't want to let the shoulder blades sink together. We want to push and really round our upper back. So almost like a little turtle shell. Exactly. Yeah, fan the scapula off the back. No, pull the shoulder blades. Yes, off the back. So full engagement. That's going to protect your shoulder, specifically your rotator cuff. All right, we've been here for like what? 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 10 minutes. I don't know. April's still holding. Downward facing dog. That was not the best time to address the question, I guess, but here we are. Right leg high to the sky. Now you're going to start to bend your knee, open up your right hip. Challenge 1. Come up on your right fingertips. See how that goes. Just see how that goes. Maybe you come to the first finger of your right hand. See how that goes. And then maybe you can press down so much with your left hand. Right hand lifts up off the ground. Woo! Woo! And if yes, you go too far, just tip. Pretend like you meant to do it. Lift your hips up. Go woo! Ta-da! Right hand comes back over the top. Right leg one more time. Up to the sky. Reach it up. And then kick that right foot forward. Step. Thank God. Woo! Left foot comes forward and forward. Oh, this is challenging while you're talking. I didn't realize how hard this was going to be while I was talking. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs, come all the way up. Hips forward, little bit of a back bend as we squeeze with the glutes. Good. Twisting to the right, left arm forward, right arm comes back. So now here's the added layers of challenge. Step your left foot back into a lunge. Step 1. Just like we did before, right hand to the back of the thigh to start, or the back of the knee. Step 2. As you back bend, reach up and back with the left arm. See if now you can straighten the right leg, and then maybe start to work your way down towards your left ankle. Woo! Woo! Hold it here for 3, 1. Thank God. Left hand down to the ground. Right arm up to the sky. Added challenges. If you need a break, lower the back knee. If you want added challenge, right leg goes all the way up into that big X shape. We hold for 5, 4, 3.5. Just kidding. 3, 2. Look forward. Step your right foot right back where it was. And then lower your back knee down to the ground. Is this what I make you guys do on Saturdays? Is this how torture this stuff is? Oh, jeez. And you come back too. Guys, option to stay with the lizard, hands down on the ground. You might walk your hands forward just to play with how lowering your chest is going to feel. You feel really good. You lower the left forearm, start there. You feel super duper, really awesome, good. You lower your right forearm and you stay there. Be where you can be for about 1.5 minutes. So we're going to get a nice long hold. Deep stretch in the right hamstring. We're getting big time hip mobility, hip flexibility in that right leg. Make sure we're nice and relaxed here. I know we just heated it up, but now it's time to relax it down. If the mind gets in the way, if the mind starts to talk to you, come back to a deeper breath in and a slower breath out. Coming into about your last 3 cycles of breath here. Good work, friends. If you are on your forearms, hands walk back inside your right foot. So a couple of fun options to get back into downward facing dog. You could simply just step your right foot back. No worries with that. If you want to make it a little bit more advanced, you might start to work your right shoulder underneath your right leg. It's kind of step one towards Kundalini number 2. And then we're going to plant that right hand outside of our right foot. We're going to relift our back knee. We're going to try to walk that right foot forward out of the parking spot. Now we do need some hamstring engagement in addition to stretching. So we're going to lift that right foot up off the ground. Left elbow comes underneath the body. We're going to try to lift our back leg up. Nice, April. Feeling good there. See if you can shift and go back. Woo! Chaturanga, downward facing dog. Woo! That one takes a while. Good work, friends. Good news. We're all done with that right leg. The not as good news. We've got to do all this stuff with our left leg. That is the oldest yoga teacher joke in the book, but I just enjoy making it over and over and over again. Left leg high to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Challenge one is as you turn and stack your hips to come up on your fingertips of your left hand. Option 2, come to the first finger of your left hand. Option 3, try to take the left hand off the ground. Remember, you're not stuck there if you go too far. Yeah, Ollie, just let that left foot drop behind. Lift your hips like the bridge from the beginning of class. Good work, friends. Left hand down, left leg high. One more time, kick it up. Step that left foot forward. Cross your right leg behind. And take a moment just to fold over your legs. Arms to the sky, rise with strength, rise with grace. Woo! Twist to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Good. From there, right foot steps back. So we're back into that twisted lunge. Step 1 is to take the back bend, left hand to the back of the right thigh, right arm up to the sky. Step 2 is to try to straighten the left leg. Yeah. And then step 3 is to bend the back knee. See if you can work your way down towards your ankle. Keep driving through that front foot, holding for 3, 2, 1. Good work, friends. Right hand down, left arm up. Last chance to challenge yourself here. Left leg goes back. Maybe you lift it right up into that big X side plank, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, look forward, step your left foot back, thank God. Lower your right knee down. Good. Holding in your lizard, you might just wiggle the hips a little to start. Then we start with the hands walking forward. So that's a good way just to test to see if the chest wants to come down inside the left leg. If it does, then we can lower the right forearm down. We can lower the left forearm down. Want to make sure whatever variation that we choose, there's no strain in the face, no strain in the shoulders. If we want the body to open, we got to send those signals to the nervous system. It's time to relax. This is always the pose that little by little is going to start to talk to you a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. We're not pushing towards pain, but we are massaging our relationship with discomfort. Watching the inner speak and anchoring back to the breath. Got a few more cycles of breath here. Stay with it. Doing great, guys. Really good. Take one more cycle of breath. And then as you're ready, walk the hands back inside that left leg. For those that want to play, even if you're nowhere near it today, just to kind of see where eventually one day we could go. Left shoulder's got to work its way under that left leg. Step 1, good, Ollie. Step 2, left hand plants outside the left foot. Step 3 is we want to lift the back knee up. So now we have some engagement. And then as we walk the left foot forward, we're going to try to lift that left foot off the ground. Once we're there, right elbow comes underneath the right hip, and we lift the back leg up into the sky. Yes. Good, April. Back to Chaturanga. Nice, Ali. Beautiful. And downward facing. Guys, walk your feet nice and wide to the edges of your mat. And then walk just far enough forward that you can tent up on your fingertips and you can rest your heels down on the ground. From here, turn the toes out a little bit. If you need to walk the hands back even more, take some of the weight back into the feet, and then just light little bend in the knees, shift the hips from side to side. People get famous on TikTok for doing this now. Yeah, this could make us all famous. Nobody's gonna want to watch me do this, but maybe y'all doing this or watching at home, this might make you famous. And then little by little, start to walk the hands back more, bend the knees a little bit more. So we are working our way towards a Malasana squat. If you have that pretty easily in your practice, you come down right away. If not, you work on shifting back and forth with the hands down on the ground, just making your butt a little lower each time. If the heels lift a little bit, that's okay. Sometimes that's just ankle flexibility. If you're down comfortably, hands to prayer, elbows to inner thighs. I always like to say the wise prophet Shakira says, the hips don't lie. April's hurt. I know you've heard that joke at least a couple hundred times, and it's still funny. It's good. Some things just don't go out of style, you know. Even bell bottoms are back now, you know. So some things just they stand the test of time. All right, team. We're gonna make this a little more engaged before we come down. Reach the arms forward. Step 1. Step 2, try to drive your knees away from each other. So like a reverse Kegel. So open the legs, right? You remember the Kegel from back in the day? Open out, reach forward. Now option 3, I don't know if I'm gonna have this one today. Reach the arms up. Yes, but keep the knees out. Try to keep your face from doing this. And hold for 5, 4, 3. Oh, this is so good. But it's so hard. For 2, 1. Now as lightly as you can, draw your belly in, round your back a little bit, and try to more gracefully than that, like April did it. Sit down on the ground. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Nice work. Nice work. Nice work. Feet to the edges of your mat, knees bent. Bring your hips back, or bring your hands back behind your hips for a little extra padding and support. And then guys, just rock your knees from side to side. So we call these the windshield wipers. Move your femur, move your leg bone through your hip, through your labrum, through your hip socket. Whew. Good. A few more times. Oh, next time the knees go to the right, let's pause there. And so there's a couple ways we can add or decrease stretch with this. So the back knee, now your left knee, is really what's going to dictate what happens in the front leg and the right leg. So we want to try to find a 90-degree angle. First things first with our right leg. And then again, this knee, if it comes in a little bit, will be a little bit less stretch. If it goes back, it's going to be a little bit more stretch. But you kind of pick what works for you. We're going to start with a twist. So we're actually going to bring our hands around the right leg. Take your left hand on top of your right thigh. Just give yourself a little push, a little twist. Just feel really nice. You did a lot of good twisting, a lot of good work from the center. And so where the gaze goes, the body follows. So we tend to want to look over our right shoulder here and draw the belly in and up. So we protect the low back as we rotate and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, guys. So now as we counter rotate, we're going to come back and sort of face that right thigh. So I like to kind of think my belly button line, or like the center line of your body, that's going to kind of shift inside the thigh just a little bit. So we take it inside the thigh, then we gently rest the weight of the body down. And I like to make a little hand pillow so I can really let all the body weight come down on the right leg. Now this is maybe for a lot of us good for today, right? Just holding right here. If we wanted to get more towards a full pigeon, right, we can start to work the left leg back. So again, that back knee, the more it goes back, might be more stretched. And then if your leg is able to fully extend, you can even drop your left hip down. And now we're in that, we call it half pigeon, but the full expression of a half pigeon on the right leg. Want to make sure again, now we're getting into deeper, longer holds. So just making sure we're relaxed in the face, relaxed in the jaw. If you have to force yourself to smile, force yourself to smile. A few more moments here. Nice big stretch on that right leg. Last few cycles of breath here. If you need a couple bonus breaths here, you're not in any kind of rush to come out. But when you feel ready, just use the support of your hands to slowly press your way back up. And no rush if you're holding on this side. Really, guys, take your time. We're just going to meet you on the other side with knees over to the left. And that same sort of starting position. So again, we find the 90-degree angle in our left leg. I just want to make sure when we twist, we're up nice and tall to protect the spine. Left hand's going to sweep over top the left, or right hand, excuse me, is going to sweep over top the left leg now. And then we're going to slowly use that to push and rotate. Now peeking maybe over your left shoulder. And just holding here. Any issue with the back, just again, make sure we're up tall and you can even draw the belly in. Just a good reminder to protect our low back. Just one more breath here. Good, and then slowly as we rotate back to face that left leg. Again, for me, I just like to imagine if my belly button is in line with my knee, just to move the belly button a little bit inside of the leg. So as I come down, I'm kind of getting inside the flesh of my left leg. And then really slowly lowering yourself down. If you want to make that little hand pillow again, it's just a nice way to let the upper body rest, let the head rest. Now it's your right leg that dictates how deep you go here. So the more we straighten the right leg, the more we feel it in the left hip. And if the right leg can fully straighten, then we want to think about dropping our right hip even with our left hip. So the pelvis kind of squares itself. Plenty of time here, guys. Coming into your last few cycles of breath here. Again, no rush. Whenever you're ready, hands come underneath you to walk your way back up. And then as we shift back to center, let's come right back to that same starting position, knees bent, feet on the floor. And then just one more time, we're going to windshield wiper the legs side to side. You might even, if the back knee sort of drops, you can know that knee kind of scooch forward a little bit, kind of feels good. And then as you come back, go the opposite way. Again, the back knee just kind of scooch it forward. Feels good. A couple more times back and forth. All right, friends. Feet on the ground. Belly draws in and up, arms reach forward for a little counterbalance. We're going to slowly and mindfully start to roll ourselves down onto our back. So keeping the belly drawn in, arms reach forward so we're hollowed out. Slowly down for 5, 4, 3. Last little challenge for 2, 1. Arms sweep up overhead. Take a big good morning stretch. And then keeping the right foot in that wide position. So it's either at the edge of your mat or maybe just off of your mat. Take your left foot. Now we're going to cross the left leg over the right leg. And that might be it. We might be able to feel that big stretch down the left side of our body. If your left hip wants to lift, you might have to scoot your right foot in a little bit towards the center of the mat. If you're crossed over and your pelvis and your low back are nice and even and flat, you can reach up, grab your left wrist, and take a bend over to the right. So you're essentially making a big C shape, like a big banana curve with your body. But again, left hip, lower left back is nice and heavy down to the ground. Then I like to actually imagine breathing just into my left side. So expanding the left side just by using your breath, breathing into those intercostal muscles, in through the obliques. And every exhale makes that left hip feel just a little bit heavier down onto the ground. Your last few cycles of breath here. So again, no rush to get out, but if you took a bend with your upper body, let's bring that back to center first. And then as you uncross the left foot off the right foot, we're going to bring the left foot now to the other edge of the mat. So step that left foot all the way out wide. And then crossing right ankle on top of the left ankle. So you might notice this side feels a little bit different, right? If you go to cross and now that right hip kind of wants to lift up off the ground, again, scooch the left foot in a little bit. Just make sure the low back is nice and even, nice and square on the ground. If you're off to the side and the pelvis is square, the back is flat, you might reach up, grab onto your right wrist now, and take just a little bend over to the left. And then we're directing the breath into the right side of the body, big expansive inhales. And with every exhale, just let that right hip feel nice and heavy down towards the ground. Last few cycles of breath here. If you took the side bend with your upper body, let's release that first. And then as you uncross the ankles, let's reach the arms up overhead one more time. Reach the fingers away from the toes. Let the low back lift up off the ground. Notice if you feel maybe just an inch taller as you expand and lengthen. And then gently through an exhale breath, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself as much stretch as you need, but mostly just give yourself some love, some appreciation, showing up full hour and a half practice breath work this morning. And just honor whatever the body's feeling. So anywhere we're tight, we're sore, right? That's not a place to judge ourselves. It's just to notice what that feels like. You could spend the next few moments here rocking side to side. You could turn this into a happy baby, grabbing onto the fronts of your ankles, shins, outsides of your feet, toes, whatever is accessible. Anything that will finalize your practice, you're welcome to start to move into that. Maybe it's raising your legs up into the air. Maybe it's a plow pose. Maybe it's a twist or a back bend. I like to leave a little bit of space at the end of practice just so you can honor your body any way that feels good for you. Eventually, we are going to start to make our way towards our final resting shape of Shavasana. So as you start to complete your practice, just allow yourself to spill out and open. This is the same way we started this practice. You might just take a moment to notice any physical or energetic shifts that have happened in your body. Again, without judgment, good or bad. Right, hopefully class feels good, but sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes the sun don't shine. As you do make your way to Shavasana, releasing all the control of your muscles, your face, your jaw, even the muscles around your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Soften through the chest. Let your arms hang heavy. Soften through your hips. Relax your legs. Soften your knees. Relax your feet. Relax your toes. Take one hand, place it over top of your heart. Let's take a moment in gratitude for yourself, for showing up, for doing the work. For arriving with love, taking yourself out of judgment. As you slowly start to awaken into a new body, into a new way of being. When it feels good, as if you're waking up first thing in the morning, stretch your arms up overhead, just take a nice big morning stretch across your body. And then this time when you hug your knees to your chest, just as an expression of love for this vehicle that's carrying your soul. It's an amazingly wise thing that's carrying you around this big old planet. Take a little rock from side to side, and it feels good. Gently roll yourself onto one side. Just take a moment to pause, coming through a fetal position. Take as much time as you need to let everything come back into place. Take as much time as you need. Press your way up into any comfortable seated position that works for you. There's no rush to get there. As you do find your comfortable seat, hands will come together in front of the heart space in prayer. So what the Buddhists call the seat of the soul, the heart space, the foundation of our loving nature. We say to know something intently, to know it thoroughly. We say we know it by heart. So if you feel good with this practice, seal it in. Remember how you feel. And anything that didn't feel so good, without judgment, just bring that with you as well. It's how the body learns. Closing our practice today, we'll hum, we'll om, we'll vibrate together 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Om. 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 Om Bolo Sa Shri Guru Bhagavad Ki. Jai Jai. Namaste, friends. Thank you all here in person. Allegra, Ali. What's your name again? April. April. Ah, she said Shakira. And thank you all who tuned in at home. Hope you enjoyed practice. I'll actually be sending out a schedule so we can actually do this legitimately. So we'll have a whole Zoom schedule for the next about 3 months of all the classes. Some of them will have some live music, breath work. Some of them will be gentle. Some of them will be with meditation. But they'll all be out there so you can either watch them live. I know some of you are on the East Coast or in different parts of the world. So we'll also have recordings. I'll be uploading that to YouTube channel, and that'll all be on my mail list. If you're not on my mail list, or if you're not friends on Facebook, that's the best 2 ways to find them. And appreciate any donations for class. My Venmo is on all the things. I'm going to buy dog food today. So if you donate for class, you're actually supporting dog welfare. So just to layer on a little extra layer of emotional, So, all right, friends. Thank y'all. Have a good rest of your Saturday.